Hello, everybody, and welcome to my Man of Medan review. Probably the first horror game I'm reviewing on this channel. Um, it's October, so I guess it was a good time to do this. I played this game a couple weeks ago when it came out. I was pretty hyped about it because it's from the same developers from Until Dawn. But I'm cautious because good horror games are just impossible to make these days. I mean, I haven't played a good horror game since like the first Outlast. Like I don't know. It's been very struggling to find a good horror game. Starting off, I played it by myself. I didn't actually even know you could play this game co-op or with another person until I beat it. So I played it alone. There's five unique personality esque characters. There's five characters and they all have one personality, and that's it. Like there's a nerd, there's a jock, there's a bitchy female basically, and then there's like the leader, and then there's some idiot sarcastic guy. Their names aren't even important. That's just who they are. Um, the game is an interactive kind of movie horror-esque decision making quick time events. Some of the quickest quick time events I've ever came across. I mean, they tried to make it challenging. I guess that's a plus. You can look around and explore and see some paintings on walls that will give you clues to the future. They were interesting concepts. The only reason to look around is for that, or and some items. There's some items you can pick up here and there that will help you maybe or not help you. There's a lot of different decisions and ways you can go and options and stuff like that. Um, I like the location. I mean, you're on a military ship. It's a ghost ship. It had a pretty good start of the game to like introduce you to the ghost ship. Uh, I like that. That's a cool idea. I haven't, Um, there's a decent cast. I don't know. They're okay. There was a few in between scenes that have like when you hit a checkpoint, you come out to this library and speak to this old man, and that was pretty cool. I guess he like tells you how you're doing in your progress in the game. He was a cool character. Probably the coolest of all the characters. Not even in the story. The game wasn't too long. It was probably ended exactly as long as it needed to end. It was about 5 hours long, 6 hours. Um, there were breathing technique moments I liked where you like tap a button when the line is coming. I don't know. The game is very minimal on gameplay. It's more about a horror story. And when it comes to how good that horror story is, it is awful. I didn't get scared at all. I mean, I'm not even like a manly man. I do get scared at games, but this game had me jump scared one time. It had me scared one time, and it was in the beginning of the game from a fish kind of like popping out. And there's like monsters like in the game. Like you see crazy shit that should scare you, and it just doesn't. And it didn't scare me at all because the story and why things were happening were very predictable. I'm not gonna spoil any of it for you, but you'll figure it out. If you don't, it's just the ending and like the twist and why things are happening was not cool at all. And once you kind of figure it out, you're like, oh, well, I shouldn't be that scared, or and you don't. I don't. I wasn't scared at that after that point at all. Very predictable, not scary, and that's what. As a horror game, you're supposed to be scary. So it was very disappointing. Not nearly as good as Until Dawn. Until Dawn wasn't the scariest thing ever, but it did have a lot of intense moments, and it was a way better story with way more interesting characters. I even felt Until Dawn was harder. All my characters survived in Man of Medan, and I didn't even feel like I tried that hard. We, survived. Um, yeah, there was some after credit scenes. There was two after credit scenes that I don't know how to describe. One was a scene continuing the story, or like showing what happened after they had after you survived or not. And I thought it was completely pointless. It just was pointless. Then there was another scene showing the next game, the next anthology game. This is a anthology horror series, and it had the kid from Where the Millers in it. I mean, that's all I gotta tell you. It was interesting, but that's their next game. Kind of looking forward to it, but now my hype has been way lessened by The Man of Medan. It was still okay. It was a corny horror movie that like it reminded me of like a 70s horror movie, and it just wasn't that great, but it was okay. My final verdict is probably 6 out of 10. 7 out of 10 if you're playing with your friends or a friend, because you can there's some cool mechanics I've never seen in any game before when it comes to multiplayer, but once you've said, "Oh, that's cool," that's all there is to it. So yeah, 6 out of 10 game for my experience, slightly above average. That's all I got for you guys today. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you guys liked Man of Medan at all, or what your experience was like. I'm hoping for a good horror game sometime. Thanks.